Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to spill all the tea about boat life, give you tips and tricks if you're gonna go live on a boat, and things I wish I knew before I did. And I've been living on a boat for 6 months, so let's get into it. I have 4 different categories of questions. Let's get to the first one, which is technical stuff. So we're gonna talk all technical about how the boat works and just answer the questions that I get asked about that. The first question is, have I ever been in a bad storm? And technically it wasn't quite a storm, it was just raining, but it was pretty crazy. The winds were really high and it was insane. Technically it wasn't a storm, just a scary time. Question number 2, what does the weather have to be when we are leaving or boating or just out in the water? A great day would be no winds, but that's just unrealistic. We basically, if we're not gonna go, we look out for high winds and storms, and that's when we sit and stay somewhere. But other than that, we just kind of push through. If it's too bad, we will stay, but usually we just push through. How often do we anchor out? I'd say we do probably like 45% anchored out, and the rest we're at marinas. But we do like to anchor. It's kind of fun to anchor, I think, but we do not do it every night. How often do we get gas? Well, it kind of depends on how fast we go as how often we get gas, but I'd say maybe once a week to every week and a half. It just kind of depends on the week and how far we traveled and how fast we went and all that. Okay, time for category 2, lifestyle questions. Okay, we got all the technical stuff out of the way. Let's get into the more fun lifestyle questions. Do you have enough storage on the boat, and how much do you have? We have a good amount of storage. I'd say I could have probably brought a little bit less clothing, but you know, we have a lot of storage, and especially under the beds and couches, you put a lot of your groceries or clothes or stuff like that. What are the differences in living in a house and living on a boat? Well, there are definitely differences and similarities, but I'd say one big difference, living on a boat, I feel like to only describe it as living in an RV, I guess, but you're in the water. So if you know RV life or you've seen it, it's kind of the same, but you're out in the water. What are the differences in cooking in a regular kitchen than a boat kitchen? I think the biggest difference is space. You do obviously have less space, so everything's kind of smaller. The fridge, the freezer's smaller. We have a little oven. It's a convection oven, so I think it's just smaller space, but it's not a huge difference. Do I do school on the boat? And yes, I do. I'm a senior in high school, so I'm taking classes both times. I took it last semester and this semester, so I'm doing full-time school as well. What is the hardest part about boat life? And I think for me, it's just learning all the different things like mooring ball, anchor, lines. Just learning how to live on a boat instead of living in a house was probably the hardest part, but it honestly wasn't too hard. You get used to it real fast. Okay, for the last category is things I wish I knew before moving on a boat. So if you're gonna move on a boat or you just want to know what I didn't know, this is for you. Number one thing I probably wish I had learned before I moved on the boat was how to tie lines, because it was a very stressful experience to learn how, but you will figure it out and it's really not that hard, but having some sort of reference would have been really nice. It goes with the last question, but how to anchor and just a little reference would have been nice, but obviously both of those things you learn really quickly, but it would have been nice to have a reference. Tell someone who's about to move on a boat it's a whole different world. Boat life, it's its own like world, I feel like. So you will definitely learn how to do so many things. I wouldn't be so nervous, and I would just go for it and enjoy it. Bye guys, thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you have any more questions. Bye guys.